Donald Trump did not say, I'm banning abortions. I want abortions banned. He literally just said, this is not a federal issue. They're too much to deal with.
How do you look at Halloween? So, like if I had Indian heritage, I look as white can get. But if I have Indian heritage and I want to dress up as an Indian on Halloween? Is that my?
But what if you don't have the heritage? Welcome to Stay in the Gray podcast. We explore news that gets people talking by blending comedy and controversy.
Banner, feel the word, shadow screams like herd.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Trey. Together we dive into tough topics with a combination of humor and some insight.
So join us as we navigate the gray areas of the world and engaging in real conversation.
Come get to know us.
Trey?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Not too bad. It's been a rough week.
Yeah, after that debate we had.
Yeah.
How do you feel showing up here tonight? Do you feel like how do you feel like you did?
I don't know. I got to watch the show and see.
It was released today, ladies and gentlemen. We had a debate on the 6 most popular political topics before the presidential debate.
Stay in the gray.
Our version of it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it helped you at all?
Ish.
When are you going to announce who you're going to vote for? First,
I got to figure out when is it too late to register?
I wonder if there is like a delay or a.
I have to find that out.
Okay, well, Trey may not even matter who the.
Maybe I need to go to one of these states that doesn't require registration.
Oh, you could pretend you're illegal.
Yeah,
I didn't say that out loud, did I? But I hope everybody enjoys the debate we had. We thought, excuse me, pre-election, it was something necessary to do. I have been challenged by my producers, by my co-host, by my wife, by probably my neighbors, to keep a show under an hour. We did this a while ago.
Once or twice.
And I did twice. And when it's just Trey and myself, I think that you don't need any more than an hour of this brilliance.
We don't know.
And when it's a guest, it's different. But last time, Trey and I with this debate went off. And as we go off, Ryan gets a little more tipsy. And the topics tend to go a little longer.
Yeah.
I looked down and I was like, we've done 2 topics out of 6, and we're an hour and a half in.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to do our best to keep it short and sweet tonight. We have some fun stuff to get to.
Let me, of course, start with my headline then.
I wasn't. Well,
you weren't ready for that?
You know what? I am ready for that.
Okay, good.
I'm done. Go ahead.
I'm curious in this world, why does everybody have to sue for everything?
There's been many stories about that.
Really?
McDonald's lady sued about coffee in the coffee that was hot.
Yeah.
Hot coffee.
Silliness.
She got like $1 million from McDonald's. Anyway.
Well, this woman is suing Samsung for $1.8 million.
Okay. 1.8. That's not crazy.
She's suing Samsung after her cell phone gets stuck inside of her vagina, though.
God, how did you turn a Samsung story?
Those phones are pretty
into
big
vaginas. Because isn't Samsung the Galaxy?
Yeah, they've even got new flip phones now. It's like it's craziness.
Okay, so what could she possibly have on Samsung? Or are we not going to go into this?
We're not going to go into this, but I'm just curious.
So she sued Samsung for $1.8 million
after her cell phone got stuck inside of her vagina.
But how is this Samsung's fault? Let's talk. What do you think?
I don't know. And I'm trying to figure out why she trying to get a certain angle to put on her dating profile. I'm
going to go with the vibration element of it.
And and telling somebody to call her while it's in there.
Yeah, I think that's the number one answer if this was Family Feud.
Yeah. Because
the vibration.
I can't imagine this being an accident.
The other thing is, if her phone, like you said, if they do kind of open, then maybe she thought that would be good. But I don't. We don't have vaginas. We don't know.
I don't.
We don't. We
Can you
like
imagine being a juror on
Yeah,
this case
yeah.
if it went to trial?
So the question again is why was she doing it?
Right.
Why is it Samsung's fault? Was there a malfunction that hurt her?
That led to the phone getting into her vagina?
No. Once it was in there,
That she Googled?
once it was in there, did it do something that caused her to feel that Samsung was responsible?
I'm still trying to figure out how she got it in there. That's wild.
She might have had a wild life. Trey, let's move on to
Yeah.
my headline. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
God. Electronics and vaginas. That's Trey's headline for tonight. Samsung, if you reach out, if you have a representative that's willing to reach out,
Oh, that would be cool.
man, I want to know this. I want to know why they're suing you.
That's how the relationship with Peter got started. So I guess it's
Very
possible.
true. Reach out. Let us know. My headline is about teen pregnancy, Trey. Statistics show that teen pregnancy drops off significantly after age 25. I felt like I knew.
After 25.
I felt like I knew that. I don't know why I needed a headline for that, but I felt like I knew it.
That's freaking hilarious.
So simple as that. Just know that once you're after 25, your teen pregnancy statistics are going to drop
After 25.
real fast. Usually here we do the butthurt comments. I mean, I kind of take a night off from it, but I'm going to vent, of course. Trey, I feel like I'm getting to the point where I am going to lose it more than I have. I feel like I've become a bad person on social media. I feel like
I agree.
I feel that makes me sad, and I feel like that people reel me in, and the reason for that is because these are. I honestly think there's a course out there to be a troll, and I've had so many recently, and mainly on Twitter, which is in my opinion right now the best platform because Elon has made it kind of like no censorship, and that might be part of the problem. But I'm just posting stuff here and there, and I get the people that just don't stop. I mean, they'll do 6 posts in a row because Twitter only gives you a certain amount of characters, right, for each post.
Oh, okay.
So they'll just go, and then you got people that are stalking our profile and going back to comments that I made like months ago.
Really?
And they're like, see this and this and this, and I'm like, you're kind of a loser, dude. Like you have no life. What are you doing? Some lady gets on there and these guys think they're cool with their podcast in Texas, and it's like, do we think we're cool? Maybe
A little bit.
maybe not.
Well, we thought we were cool before the podcast.
Do we have a podcast in Texas? Yes. If you're not interested, then go the fuck away.
Yeah.
Like
Very
who
simple.
cares? It is very simple. Or make a comment with some substance. I forget what the main post was or who it was from, but it was I had replied to something, and with the election there is a lot of, and I am doing a lot better, Trey, on my name calling,
I'm proud of you.
but I'm still not happy with a lot of people.
You say something, then delete it.
I've done that a couple of times, and I did that a lot with these people.
Yeah.
I went off and then I said, you know what? And one of them said they stalked us so much that they said, "Oh, I see you've deleted some of your posts." I'm like, you're
Wow.
crazy.
That is impressive.
And all I said was, you know what? There are 2 of us on this show. We had a conversation, and I don't speak for both of us. And I realized that, so I deleted a lot of the posts that seemed to be kind of one-dimensional in the thought process. And I know that my co-hosts wouldn't appreciate some of my tactics. And so we moved on. But that's all I'm going to say tonight. I don't feel like doing it about her comment. You guys, a lot of you suck. I can say that, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
A lot of you do, and a lot of you have caused extra stress that I don't need.
Exactly.
And although Trey and I want to be involved on social media, and we want to be involved because we have to with this show, we really want to broaden our reach and get to all of you, and hopefully you enjoy it. In order to do that, 2 things need to happen. We have to stay on social media, and I have to stop name calling.
Well, I'm sure we can find plenty of people that want to interact just to have fun with us, that doesn't have to be assholes about it.
Yeah,
So.
or if you are so secure, if you're so positive that you got me, which is what the big deal was. Oh, you've been shredded. Okay, well, if I've been shredded, then great, then go away. You shredded me.
Did they actually say that?
Oh, shredded or you've been those types of things. Like you obviously you enjoy taking a beating online, things like that, which gets me because I don't feel like I did, and so I'm like, no, I didn't. Like, and then they've got me kind of in the defense.
Got you hooked
mode,
again.
which honestly, is what happened to Donald Trump in the debate with Kamala. He was in defense mode, and so he didn't get to say what he really wanted to say. He was just defending himself the whole time, and that's kind of what I felt like recently with Twitter. So fuck all of you, and I'm done with Twitter. I posted something today. I don't know if you saw it. I said, you know what? Give me anything other than politics.
Yeah, I did see that.
For at least just a little bit to take a deep breath, and tonight we're going to kind of do that. We may get to something that related to the aftermath of the election, things like that I'm very intrigued by. But overall, we're going to have a fun night.
Sounds good.
We're not going to get all crazy with politics, and I hope you enjoy. So that's my butt. I'm just done with it. Fucking
Cool.
I was going to name them individually, but I decided not to.
No, don't give them that much.
Well, I don't really, I think we only had like 2 people blocked because I don't like to do that. I like to let everybody say what's on their mind. But I blocked like 3 motherfuckers today. And
Well, if they're obvious trolls, then,
someone actually, and people have defended me and come on and said, these guys are idiots. Like, just block them. And I'm like, well, okay. So I blocked a few of them. And anyway, what's up?
Well, good job.
Thanks. Let's move on to news. How about that?
Okay.
Are you going to laugh every time?
I think so. It gets me every time.
Okay, so my mission is to get a new news sound effect.
New news, yeah.
Okay. I like it. I feel like it's like Anchorman. Like I feel like the 80s.
Yeah.
Like
that does have that feel
bad
to it.
graphics come up. Maybe the boys can do something now for us every time.
I feel that now. Yeah, that's very
they
true.
should do that. They bust their ass for us, but here's some more work.
Here's
guys.
more work, yeah.
I fuck notes. I have notes for other stuff, but tonight I'm gonna read right off it. How about that?
Okay.
Get this.
Can't wait to hear
This
this.
is about raccoons. Well, it's
That's the only part I know.
Funny if you think about it. An unnamed woman, so she's only named, in Kitsap County, Washington State.
Okay.
She's told authorities she had been feeding about a dozen raccoons in her yard for 35 years.
Wow.
That's very generous of her. I don't know how much it costs.
Some fat raccoons.
Especially with this inflation, cost of food.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, several weeks ago, so after 35 years, more raccoons started showing up.
No shit.
And on, let's just say 3 weeks ago, the woman had to call 911 when hundreds of animals arrived and became more aggressive.
Oh. More raccoons or just animals
More
in general?
raccoons. Well, I don't know. It says animals. But
Shit.
anytime she comes out of her house, said the sheriff, they swarm her
Oh, shit.
until she throws them food. The new ones scare her. So the woman fled her home, and trappers were going to charge her $500 an animal to remove. So the State Department of Fish and Wildlife said, just stop feeding them. Go away for a few weeks. Stop feeding them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
And this is the quote that she said. The raccoons appear to have started dispersing now that I'm not feeding them.
Makes sense.
And there you have it. But
What would you do if you were in that predicament? Would you get like a BB gun and just start popping these fuckers, or?
No, because I don't like to kill animals, Trey.
You get a BB gun. That's what I'm saying. You pop them in the ass with some BBs.
You can kill them with BB guns.
Some raccoons, you think?
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Bottom line is, I wouldn't have fed them to begin with.
Yeah, not to that extent. No, not for 35 years. So I'm assuming she's an older woman, too.
PETA's version of this. Does PETA think that she should have fed them because they're animals? Let's feed them. And,
Right.
And let hundreds of them come up to you. We haven't talked with our friends at PETA in a while, so maybe they'll hear the story and chime in.
But yeah, 35 years. So I'm assuming she was an older
but
woman.
I just visualize her you're like, oh, this is her routine. She's an older woman.
Started out with one
And
raccoon.
all of a sudden, I just picture her going outside and they're like mean ones and like one she doesn't know.
Like, listen, bitch.
Like she had names for all of them, but now all of a sudden she's like, who's this one coming
Yeah.
in here? Why is there a hyena?
Milton, did
Why
you
is
bring
there
a
fucking
friend?
cougar? There's a deer and a bear.
Right.
What's happening?
The deer's riding the bear.
Yeah.
Let's eat, bitch.
Yeah, we got food this way, boys and girls. Let's roll. So I just thought that image was funny.
Do you think it was leftovers? You think, or
Well, I know somebody,
nuts and berries?
and I won't mention exactly who it is, but I know somebody that feeds their dogs filet mignon. And
I can believe that.
If you're at a restaurant, she'll order it for the dogs, and definitely leftovers, but no chicken or basics. I mean, she requires.
Oh, it's a nice living right there.
I would take a Whataburger, and I don't think this dog would eat it.
Oh, that sounds good right now. You dick.
I think we went over Whataburger with Drew, our police friend.
Mm-hmm.
He had a big Whataburger cup, and the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
show I just kept looking like he had Whataburger. That bitch.
You let it smell
we
his
love
breath.
So here's something funny on Qantas. Is that you say it? It's the Australian American. They're Qantas Airlines.
How do you spell it?
Qantas. Qantas. There's no
Qantas?
Q or no U.
Qantas?
No, there's no U. Qantas, I think. But whatever.
Got it.
Who gives a shit? It's an Australian airline. It's known for being kind of like
Flying to Australia.
American, and they're the Australian kind of all over.
Okay.
Well, they were going to Tokyo. And
Not Australia.
No.
Okay.
They were flying from Australia to Tokyo.
Oh, okay. That makes sense now.
And they were having technological problems with their in-flight movie screens, TV screens.
Okay.
Showed the movie. Sometimes the flight will say, well, here's this movie, but you can also choose your own. Well, nobody could choose their own, and every screen in the plane had the same thing come up.
Oh, please say it's porn.
It was very close to porn, Trey. It was an R-rated film with sexual material and graphic nudity.
Nice.
And
What was the name of it?
And it couldn't be turned off. It was called...
Hold on. Let me write this down.
It was called Daudio. Have you heard of that?
I haven't heard of that, no.
Dakota Johnson, Sean Penn. So Sean Penn, I guess, is getting a little desperate.
Daudio.
But anyway, so bottom line is one passenger said it was super uncomfortable for everyone as you looked around. Kids' eyes were being covered and headphones being put on. And
Single guys looking for lotion.
Qantas spokesperson said, "We apologize for the experience. We'll do our best in the future."
Right.
Can you imagine? You'd be fine.
I'd be good.
You'd be like, Qantas rule.
5 stars.
Every time.
Yeah.
That's who you take. Anyway, lastly, before we get to tonight, which I think is going to be fun, this title is simply, wait, what? Did you like that?
Wait, what?
Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So,
Wait,
there was
what?
a highly unusual case of a 78-year-old man that was revealed to have 3 penises.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you looked up pretty fast when I said that, because what would that be like? Well, let me finish. Only the second recorded case in history of triphalia, a condition just discovered for the first time 4 years ago in a 3-month-old Iraqi child. From the outside, the genitalia seemed normal, but as the body was kind of like shifted, researchers found smaller penises underneath the primary one, in between the testicles and the main penis.
Oh.
Such occurrences are thought to result from genetic mutations. Well, no shit. But if it's only the second case, anybody with 3 penises out there that hasn't been found yet, call the show.
Yeah.
What would you do with 3 cocks? Is there a way to like pleasure all of them at the same time? Is one going to feel better than the other? Or is it really just about the main penis?
That's interesting.
Right?
Because, I mean, obviously you could you could double penetrate somebody.
Well,
with two of them.
they're supposed to be smaller than the main one, so you'd have to have a nice sized main one
That's true.
in order, because otherwise they're just like stubs.
They were just born?
The first case was just born. The second case was a 70-year-old man that died, and they were looking at him, and they found 3 cocks.
Okay, so he didn't tell anybody.
No, that's what I'm saying. So the only one they found was a young boy in Iraq, and the second one was this guy that had died.
Where was he from?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
Of course, it doesn't say.
Well, damn it, man.
I know. What if
That'd be interesting.
It's Iraq also? What are the chances?
Because I would definitely jump into porn if I had 3 penises, right? I mean, wouldn't you make a ton of money if you had 3 penises?
Maybe like the freak show type stuff, but I don't want to see that. That seems weird to me.
You don't want to see my 2 other penises?
I don't want to see 1 penis, much less 3. But it just
Touche.
It just seems.
It would seem very awkward. Yeah, it would seem very awkward.
Anyway,
It's like one of those. What are those tails that you can end up getting? I was going to say residual tails, but that's not it.
I know what you mean. There's humans can get a tail of some kind, but I don't know what you're trying to say.
Just it'd be like you have your 1 penis and then these 2 little, underneath there. Anyway,
in case people are listening and not watching, Trey and I are using our fingers to do weird motions right now with little.
Because you imagine your main one's hard and these 2 are just kind of like
your main tail is hard.
Yeah.
And the other 2, it's kind of like the cock situation.
Yeah.
You one hard, and then the other 2 are just there.
Yeah.
Do the other 2 penises get hard?
Well, we have to ask the 70-year-old man.
God, I need to know information.
Or the baby once he gets of age.
Yeah.
Because it would be awkward if we ask
I
him.
bet everybody's lining up. They're like, when this guy gets in, his parents are like, well, damn.
Did the dad have 2 penises and the mom have 1? And that's why he's got 3 now.
It's all about that. What do they call that chart with the XY chromosomes and the
I have
the genetics?
No clue.
You don't remember school, huh, Trey?
No.
It's
a long time ago.
God damn. I should know what it is too. But anyway, all right.
3 penises.
I want to bring
job.
this up really fast. So those are the 3 news stories tonight because we want to have fun and shorten the show, and I want to have fun with this topic tonight because it applies to life coming up, and I'm excited about it. But first, I take it back. We may talk a little more about politics at the end. I know. Trey doesn't want to talk about it, but I'm just going to mention already and see what you think, because you said you've heard a little bit about this too. Already. 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Early voting. Already I'm hearing Pennsylvania, even here locally in Dallas, Texas, there are people claiming that they voted for Donald Trump, and then they come out and it says Kamala Harris on the ticket. Pennsylvania is claiming that there are some issues in the same way, that there are ballot boxes that are being taken, blah, 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 blah. You said you heard something awkward as well. Well, you said something about fire.
Somebody set fire in one of the mailboxes or something, set one of them on fire.
Where the ballots
Yeah.
were?
And so I guess they said they found 20 ballots in there damaged. So, but yeah.
And so we're not going to get into it now because we don't know, and I'm tired of being accused of stuff. But the bottom line is each side's going to use this, and they're going to, one side's going to say, "See, this is what's happening," and the other side's going to say they're already looking for excuses. And so whatever happens, it's almost like people are ready to. For the
Say
aftermath.
it was fraudulent. Yeah, fraudulent.
For the aftermath. Like whoever wins, there's going to be some shit. And that's what Trey and I at some point are going to talk about before the election, because I think this is nothing compared to what it's going to be like after the election's over, starting November 6th or whenever. It might take till the 7th to figure this out. But once it is announced who won, I think everything changes. In not only our country but the world. I think there's going to be a mindset and a retaliation in different ways from each side. I really do. I really feel like this is a civil war kind of an election. People can call me crazy all you want, but I feel that way. How do you think about it? I mean,
Yeah,
at all?
absolutely. And I can't remember an election that's been this controversial.
It's insane.
So,
And we've lived a little while.
well, it's just almost like you got people that obviously, for their reasons, don't like Trump and don't feel like he's good for the country, and then you got Kamala, who was pretty much handed the candidacy
Without an election.
without,
right.
but with Biden, that everybody thought was a joke at that point. So it's just like,
Well, it's a mess, and it's become about winning and losing. It's become about this side versus that side on everything. We've talked about it to no end. It's about sides.
let me ask a dumb question. When did they find the need for a Democratic and Republican side as opposed to just America?
No, I don't know how to answer that, other than I know that there was a party called the Federalist, and then there were
Okay,
there
so
were
it just
different
led up
parties,
to that.
and then finally it became Democrat and Republican. A lot of people say that the Democrats and the Republicans kind of shifted some of their mindsets, and they almost reversed it. It's weird. And so people will be like, Lincoln was a Republican, and then the Democrats will be like, yeah, that was really our views, though. And it's just it's a mess. That's why I hate bipartisan stuff. I just think everybody should just run on issues alone. No bipartisan, because it literally has turned into, the reason I won't even consider a Democratic candidate is because of the far left, the woke left, which we'll talk about here in a second with our great topic tonight, guys.
Well,
Because some of that applies to everything, like we talked about.
I was thinking about this today, and I don't know why this keeps popping into my head, but I was just curious at how controversial abortion is, as far as, well, we can't just make abortion legal because, there's always going to be these sides that do this, these people that do that, right? There's always going to be that bad person that takes it too far, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, of course it makes sense.
Okay. But then I was thinking
There's
about,
always going to be the people that do it for the wrong reasons, that make it look horrible.
so in that aspect, abortion's bad, right?
Well, I think so. If you're using it as birth control, if you're like, I'm at a party and I don't have any protection, I can bang and like just get an abortion if I get pregnant.
So maybe
That sucks.
So I don't know
In
if
my
this is a
opinion.
bad comparison, but so abortion's bad because obviously there's the people that are going to take it too far, and abort babies unnecessarily, whatever the case may be is. But we're so gung-ho about guns, our Second Amendment, right?
Right.
So not going to get rid of guns, because, this, that, and the other. Yet there's so many bad people that uses guns that end up killing people with guns, but we're so gung-ho about not getting rid of guns. Does that make sense? So I just don't understand.
Carry the two.
So in my head earlier, it sounded much more intelligent, but it's just like we're very much against abortion on this side, but we're okay with guns on this side because it's the Second Amendment.
I see what you're saying, but you can also do the other side. We want to kill the babies, but no guns. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like both of them contradict each other, both sides.
Right.
They're the opposite. Anyway, but I see exactly I see what you're saying for sure. And that's why Trey and I go on and on and on. And that's why the shows usually go long, because I really want to wait until we have a female on here which we'll have coming up. The next show, we'll have a female on here. She has her own shit to talk about, which is fascinating. But I want to ask her about abortion and what she feels as a woman, because I get mad because I still feel like you can't just go at at a topic alone. I know it's your body, I get it, but again, at a certain point, it's your body that's hosting another body.
Yeah.
And I contributed to that. If I'm not all of them, I contributed to the ones that I contributed to, and I should have a say in it too. In biology is biology, and blah blah blah. We went there on our debate the other night. So abortion's a big issue, but that's an interesting point.
And I guess, I know you have 2 kids. I mean, do you ever think about down the road, let's say one of them accidentally makes a mistake? It's like, how do you handle that down the road, knowing with all this going on? So,
but I've also said to you that I'm not open to discussion in case by case.
Right.
And if it's soon enough, if my son comes to me and he says, well, she's 7 months pregnant, well, guess what? In my opinion, you're having that baby.
Right.
And you guys can give it up, whatever. But at that point, give me a break. But if it's like right away and we want to sit down and talk about it, I'm open to that decision.
Right.
And that's what everybody should be about every topic.
Well, I guess
Case by case.
I guess the unknown, anybody with kids and stuff like that, that unknown factor, if Trump does get elected, how does that domino fall with the whole abortion topic? So
To the states.
yeah. So, but is all the states going to be like, well, fuck it, ban it all?
No,
So
no, hell no. There are a lot of California and Massachusetts and Oregon. These blue states won't.
yeah,
They won't. And even some of the red states probably will have, which they all should, the middle ground, like you talked about. Maybe doctors come into play. Maybe we leave it to their decision.
yeah,
Their discrepancy. I just feel like Donald Trump did not say, I'm banning abortions. I want abortions banned. He literally just said, this is not a federal issue. They're too much to deal with.
So there was and I should have looked this up, and I guess I didn't realize we were going to go this direction tonight.
Well,
or I would have had this, but
we weren't planning on it.
There's a case in Texas right now where they're basically fighting to reveal records of patients whenever they come in, as far as if they're pregnant or not, and stuff to that effect. And I'm like, well, I thought HIPAA law
Yeah.
would keep you from doing that, but there's somebody out there suing to be able to let those records be opened up. So it's almost like a parent.
But isn't HIPAA just for outside of the medical industry? The medical field?
Plus, they're suing to open those records up.
To who? To anybody?
Anybody. And so it's like,
about all that.
that's why I should have checked into it a little bit more, but it was brought to my attention. So
Let's talk about that later at a different show, because it's
crazy
I'm with you.
Because
you can't change that. That's fucked up.
Because you think about this as a parent, it's like, if you have a daughter, she's sexually active or whatever. You don't know if she's sexually active, but she's sick. She's throwing up.
Yeah.
It's like you take her to the doctor, find out she's pregnant. Those records are out.
Yeah.
It's like, then what kind of punishment do you get for then all of a sudden now she doesn't have her baby anymore? What happened?
Well, is she an adult or is she still a child?
That's what I'm saying. She's 15, 16, type deal.
Then it becomes complicated.
Yeah. So
Let's,
I'll have to look that up.
this abortion issue is one that as soon as we say the word abortion, Trey and I go off. And maybe we should just be a show about abortion. Every show, tune in. Abortion talk.
We probably end up saying the same shit over and
Over and over again. But what I want is to have it, and we'll ask our next female guest, although, like I said, she's got her own shit to deal with right now. And abortion wasn't an option for her. But we'll talk about it more.
What her thoughts are.
Well, her thoughts, but you and I can talk about it, because I also don't feel like with the election, it is the states. People like to say that that's just a cop-out, but it's not. I mean, it's literally what it was. And I know there are complications from that. It's not as simple as, just give it to the states and we'll figure it out, because people will cross state lines. People will have back alley abortions. We've talked about this a lot. I'd say it's one of our most common topics. But to say that Trump and Vance want to ban abortion from a federal level nationally is incorrect. You can spin it how you want, but that's not what they want to do. They want to give it to the states. Now, if that causes other problems, fine. Let's talk about it. But don't lie about what they're doing. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha.
We got into something again, and I wasn't ready for it. All right, let's move on from news and politics. Let's have fun, Trey. Do you know what 6 days from now? Wow, 6 days from now is what?
Halloween, right?
Halloween.
Yeah.
We did this last year, and I'm not sure any of you are left over from last year that might still be listening. Hopefully a few of you. But we're going to do this again, the 2024 edition. We're going to talk about Halloween costumes. And what I mean by that is controversial costumes, popular costumes, ones that are trendy, acceptable. And I'm going to let you go first, because I don't know. Trey tried to tell me about all the popular ones, and I have no idea who any of these people are. So let's just rail them off.
All right, so
If anybody knows, write us and tell us.
You want me to go through the ones we actually did know?
Sure,
So
let's do that. The other ones.
This one popped up was on.
If we don't know who they are, you don't matter.
So this was from the Chive. So a couple of ones that I know. Obviously,
I like the Chive. Let's plug those guys.
We got a Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes look-alike combo.
Just
I guess for the guys to dress up
dudes
like
dress up. What do you mean look alike?
Yeah, it just says you can look like Patrick Mahomes with the glasses, the hair, I guess, and all that kind of stuff. Or you can make
Does it come with the Kermit voice? Sorry, did I say that? I'm sorry, Patrick.
Or you can add Taylor Swift in there if you have a female. So
what about Brittany Mahomes?
it didn't say anything.
She got
about
left
Britney,
out?
which is crazy. Then of course you've got Hawk Tua.
The Hawk Tua girl. That's one on my list too. Now, Trey, describe for me what a person would dress like if you're going to dress like the Hawk Tua girl.
Well, the only time I could think of this would be funny if a guy did it, with the long blonde hair.
Yeah.
In this particular picture, she's got a black dress on. It's like any.
That's what I'm saying. How do you
any
dress
average
like this person?
Yeah.
And for people that don't know what we're talking about, there was a young lady who was interviewed on the streets of New Orleans. I believe it was Bourbon Street. And she was intoxicated. And this gentleman asked her, how do you keep a man? And she basically just said, Hawk Tua, you spit on that thing.
Yeah.
Right? Okay? And that's not coming from me. That's a quote from her. And it went completely viral.
Crazy viral.
And she is cute. She's hot. Like, right? Do you think so?
Well,
You're back and forth?
yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, I think she's cute enough to where, I was like, all right, good for you. But how do you dress like that? I mean, you literally
You would probably have to bring
in the actual
a prop, I would think, to show off that you're the Hawk
all
Tua
night,
girl.
or you just like Hawk Tua.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
to me, that one
country ass accent.
that didn't make any sense
No.
to me.
We've got the Paris Olympics mascot. Do you even know
What was that?
Looks like a Dorito dressed in red.
A chip
A chip.
or a crisp? They say in Britain.
There you go. A young Sheldon character.
Yeah, but really, is that popular
I guess.
out of all the sitcoms? Young
I think
Sheldon?
they just finished it, so maybe this year is big. And then Dog Pool.
I don't know what that is.
You didn't watch the last Deadpool? No. Okay.
But a lot of people obviously did. So
There was a popular puppy in there that was Dog Pool. So
okay. Was that Ryan Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds.
That's why you watched it.
So a couple ones I didn't know.
Like
Well,
you watched it a lot.
I watched it once.
Oh
Moo Ding.
no, I don't know anything about Ding.
Moo Ding was basically a pygmy hippopotamus. So I
Okay.
guess that's a popular outfit. I don't know. Dune. Are you familiar with that movie Dune?
I know. Oh, I know of the movie. I thought that was a show. That's a movie.
There's a movie, yeah.
Then no.
The Dune sandworm. It looks like something with big teeth. And
Okay.
anyway,
These are all the popular ones.
these says what says Purge the Chive. Do you know who Ray Gunn is?
No,
So Ray Gunn
like
is
Ronald Reagan.
Raygun. Ray
No,
Gunn.
Ray Gunn.
So this happens to be the young lady that did the Paris Olympics breakdancing competition from Australia.
Oh, okay, good for her.
So she's-
she called. Was that her birth name?
Should have checked that.
Now is Khalif whatever? Is that
Khalif?
popular? The boxer man/woman
Probably not.
going to be a popular.
That was a woman. Anyway,
woman with a penis.
this one I had to look up. Anna Delvey on Dancing with the Stars, which includes a bedazzled ankle monitor.
Is she a star or just one of the dancers?
That was one of the stars that
Well, I don't know who she is.
I didn't either. I had to look her up.
She has an ankle monitor.
Yes, apparently she is a con artist and fraudster who posed as a wealthy heiress to access upper class. I didn't want to keep reading, but yeah, she's a fraud.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, so she ended up on Dancing with the Stars. So
The people that end up on that show, dude, it's crazy.
I don't know how this list made the Chive.
I think what out of here, like 2 that I knew and
Yeah.
3 that I possibly knew.
I mean, there was Costco guys. I don't get that one.
I don't. Okay.
So-
let's yeah.
Pesto the Penguin. Do you know who that is?
No,
Exactly.
not at all. Testo.
Pesto.
I had a pesto spread on my sandwich the other day.
But it wasn't the penguin?
It wasn't the penguin, I hope.
You don't know, though?
Look, can we take it to like a everybody knows level here, Trey?
Let's go.
I didn't know any of that. Do you have more?
No.
That was it. That was the list?
yeah.
Okay, good, because I don't feel bad then for cutting your ass off. All right, I'm going controversial here. We did this last year. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to see what you think. And you and I disagree on a couple, I remember, and we'll see if we do it again.
Okay.
I'm looking at time, boys, and Trey, and everybody else.
Say yes or no.
So, anything to do with the Holocaust is number one. No, right?
No, bad.
And I still don't know how you do that. You just basically look like number 9 on the list, which we'll get to. But it's I don't understand how you would be.
Are you dressing up like a Nazi, or what are you doing?
That's what I mean. Anything that have to do with the Holocaust. 45%, that was number 1. As
okay. No.
We both agree. Blackface is number 2. 43%.
I'm going to say no.
You're going to say don't do it.
Don't do it.
I'm going to say do it. And we'll get to it. I'm going to give you the list, and then we're going to talk about a few of them.
Okay.
Because there are ones like this that I feel that there's a gray area.
Okay.
Number 3 is anything with the Confederate flag.
Okay.
I could dispute that, but I don't care enough.
No.
Whatever. If you don't like it, fine. Put it in your list. But there are people that do view that, believe it or not, as just part of the South and blah 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 blah. Maybe you shouldn't do it just because of the way that everybody else takes it.
Yeah.
But I digress. Number 4 is transphobia, which I'm going to get to because I have a question about that. What do you think? Any kind of transphobic costumes?
What's a transphobic outfit?
That's the point. I was going to get to it, but let's do it real fast.
Because I dressed up as a woman at work one time.
That's my point. That's my point. So you're not allowed to dress up as. I've dressed up. We've all dressed up as women.
Yeah. For Halloween though.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that that's not transphobic if you're going to go as another sex, right?
And I actually did that at work, so I guess that would be frowned upon now.
Apparently, according to this source. And I have a problem with that because, again, what if I wanted to be funny and be Wonder Woman or something like that? Like, that's not transphobic. That's just me being silly.
Right. I would take that as
and
silly.
Dressing as a woman or putting on a bikini and going as Miss Hawaiian Tropic. I don't worry, people. I won't yet. I still have some pounds to shed. Look, I'm working on it. And number 5 is anything to do with the pandemic. So, like, even like a hazmat suit, or there are literal like costumes of the virus,
which I think is retarded. But the hazmat suit, maybe
you think who cares?
Yeah, I wouldn't give a shit.
And see, I'm kind of with you. Like, I know people have died from it and whatever, but
I respect it. But it's not somebody dressing up to where you have to explain what it is. You already failed as a costume.
Sure, it's a failed costume. It doesn't make it. Could be anything,
right?
I get it. Why would you do that? People have lost people, and it was just regardless of the deaths, it was just a horrible time for everybody.
Right.
I get it, and you're kind of an asshole, but I'm not like, no matter what, don't do it.
Yeah.
All right, we're not going to talk about this anymore. I'm just going to give it to you, and then we're going to move on because I'm going to get to it. Cultural stereotypes.
Okay.
Is number 6, 29%. We'll get there because this one is probably the number 1 costume issue that upsets me because it makes no sense to me. And we'll talk about it. And I want you to give me your honest opinion. Number 7, controversial figures. And, Hitler.
Like Hitler and
things like that. And I have
Trump, Kamala, Biden.
Well, there you go. And that kind of goes into what we'll talk about, but 26% there. Now, Trey, you're going to protest this, and I will, but not probably as hard as you. Number 8 is sexy costumes.
That's frowned upon?
Oh, yeah. Sexy nurse, sexy police officer, sexy anything. Sexy.
I would love to go as a sexy police officer.
Well,
is that male and female? Because, I could dress up as a sexy police officer.
Sexy costumes.
But not male or female.
No, it doesn't say.
Okay.
So... Number 9, homeless person, which is my point about the Holocaust. Like, it just would look like somebody was homeless or whatever, right?
Okay.
Number 10, lastly, in the top 10 is religious costumes. And I don't agree with this because unless it's like
A pregnant nun?
something like that, fine. But is that really bad? Who gives a shit? That's funny. Just laugh, people. My God. If someone wants to go as Jesus because they're that into their religion, who cares? Allah, who cares? Whatever. And now if it's something that inspired death, if I go as the lead, I don't know who it is, but if the lead guy in the Crusades, all right, maybe I'm.
But that seems like something you'd have to explain, right?
Right. And didn't, then you had movies that did it and funny stuff and whatever. I just don't, I think that's silly. I think that's stretching.
So does it mean the devil too? You can't go as the devil?
Probably. There you go, right? What about that? So honorable mentions, these are mine. Insane asylum patients, yes or no?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Look, straight jacket, right? Flasher.
Greatness.
Yeah, right? This is one we had last year that was an issue. Twin Towers.
I don't think that's ever
tough.
good. Yeah.
I don't think that's ever going to be good.
Yeah.
Ever. Why? Why do you want to do it? If you're American. Now, if you're an extremist terrorist that maybe Saudi or whoever's, the people that did it.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We're talking about America. Right? God damn it.
Damn it.
What about this? I thought this was good that they included this. Black Lives Matter and social justice groups.
I guess I don't get it. I don't. It was a Halloween costume.
Yeah, like why would you go as that? But I do like that they included that because the next one is KKK.
Yeah.
So they're comparing the two, which I appreciated, which hasn't happened a lot. So there we go. Right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Celebrity. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was starting thinking like the Black Panther Party and stuff like that, but yeah.
Well, that's what I asked was that if you do KKK, you have to do Black Panther as well, right? I mean, that's the opposite.
I would just
KKK's been around longer or whatever, but the Black Panther is they're not nice.
Yeah.
And it's just the other way. Celebrity deaths. So like Steve Irwin with the Stingray. That's tough because how is there a statute of limitation, like to the point where that's okay with Steve Irwin because it's been so long?
I personally, I guess I wouldn't be offended.
I love him though. God, he was great.
Like, would you?
Matthew Perry, we talked about last year.
Matthew Perry
in a jacuzzi, like with a floaty on or something, like, like would that be bad?
Superman in a wheelchair.
Superman, which people have done that.
Yeah.
So that's on my list. Body shaming, which me, fuck it. Give me a break. They do that to themselves half the time by all these new modeling. Put yourself in a bikini and then you yell at people for dressing like you at Halloween. Right?
They dress like me, I guess.
Not you.
Oh, okay.
You and the general you.
Oh, okay.
What do you think? Body shaming, fat suits, and
well, unfortunately, I've done that before. So
yeah, but there's also the other way too, which is there's a skeleton that's got a waistband or like a measuring tape around her waist, and it says her name is Anorexia.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
Well,
interesting.
It's out there, so that's the opposite of it: body shaming in both ways, skinny and fat.
There's plenty of costumes out there. Why can't you just stay away from some of these?
But is it completely no? I don't think so.
I think it depends on the crowd you're around.
All right, well, that's not the question, but as you see, the people have seen on my screensaver all night with the lovely Hillary Duff. I'm not sure if that's her hockey player boyfriend or her new husband, but pilgrims, Native Americans, things like that, which kind of go into the cultural aspect of it. What do you think? Are we done with the Indians and Cowboys and Indians?
See, unfortunately, I guess I don't see a problem in it.
I don't either, and I don't think anybody should because
but that's how we were raised too. So it's like I don't see.
What if someone went as a Roman council member or a Roman warrior and
Crusader?
They had slaves.
That's true. Yeah,
and they treated people poorly.
Yeah, very true.
That's my point, is that there were some good with the Pilgrims and the Indians and Thanksgiving and all that. There was some positive there. And you're kind of like our discussion with the Washington Commanders football team.
Right.
That used to be the Redskins. The Redskin the natives are suing them. They're saying you're taking away our name.
I guess what do you look at as Halloween? So,
But would it
because
would it respect them though?
and that's what I'm saying. How do you look at Halloween? So, like if I had Indian heritage, I look as white can get. But if I have Indian heritage and I want to dress up as an Indian on Halloween? Is that my?
But what if you don't have the heritage and you're fully white and you're saying, yeah, I'm going to dress up like a Native American. I'm going to get a cool headdress.
Yeah.
And leather this and the way they did things with tomahawks and shit, and it's just a cool costume.
Yeah, that's
and you're not insulting,
degrading.
You're degrading them. You're just dressing like a native, like a kid. What if a kid wants to dress like a quote unquote Indian?
That's true. They're learning about pilgrims and stuff like that. Yeah.
So that's my issue. I'm tired of this cultural stuff, and we'll get there real quick. I have to go real quick. How about animal cruelty?
I don't see the point in it.
Michael Vick with a dog.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I just think it's
just not like why
tasteless.
do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't like that. You're about the animals. Peter, are you listening? This is why you came on the show.
I'm still waiting on another lunch.
It's true, and a T-shirt that fits.
I'm just saying. I think there's funny. Well, in my humor, I think there's funny, and then I think there's tasteless. So it's like, do you walk around with I don't know. Although that's pretty good at Michael Vick. How do you dress as Michael Vick, though?
Well, you wear a
jersey.
Or a jersey with, and you have a fake dog on a leash. But whatever.
Gotcha.
School shooter.
Oh, no. How do you dress as a school shooter,
That's
though?
what I'm saying. Half the things on the main list, these are worse. Aborted baby. How about P. Diddy right now?
Oh.
I had to do it. P.
Yeah.
Diddy. Is dressing like P. Diddy or anything related to P. Diddy not
carrying
appropriate?
like bottles of lotion around and stuff?
Is it not appropriate for Halloween?
That would be frowned upon, yeah.
Okay. Whoa. The Hawk Tuah girl we talked about.
Yeah.
How about someone being deported by Donald Trump?
Oh.
So like say you were dressing like an illegal alien and I was Donald Trump and I was holding you with something. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it because if you're illegal, you should be out of here anyway. And so fuck you.
I don't find it funny.
It's not funny.
No.
It's not funny.
It sounds pointless, I guess.
Pointless. Okay. Fair enough, Trey. How about Trump post-assassination with the Band-Aid on your ear?
See, I could see that happening. I could see that.
I bet it's going to be out there a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Is that inappropriate?
I don't know if it's inappropriate, but I just think it's pointless. It's just trying to rouse somebody up.
Well, right.
So
everything is pointless. You're just saying it's pointless. You're getting out of. That's how you're getting out of this.
I'm sorry.
No, we just.
I guess I'm just saying it's not. I don't know if it's. What would you say if it's insensitive or? What was your question? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a man that was president of the United States. It's been attempted to be killed now 3 times. And if you...
There's a third one?
Yeah, there's a third one. We won't talk about it because I only have a few minutes. Stop talking.
Sorry.
And all of a sudden I'm like, stop talking. But if you dress like an assassination attempt, whether it's JFK, whether it's Reagan, whether it's whoever.
JFK.
I'm just saying.
You ride around the back of the car with it.
And you and I... we joked about that last year.
Did we?
I remember us saying we were going to do that this year. Honestly, we're going to drive around.
Oh man,
in Dallas because that's where it took place. Here we go. Let's move to funny. How about a genie in a lamp costume? But the genie, in order to get out of the lamp, is like where the penis is. So you have to rub to get the genie out. I'm fine with it. I'm sure you are as well. Can we move on?
Sure.
How about as a couple? Would you go as a tampon and a vagina?
Probably.
Penis and vagina?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't care about it.
I would do the tampon one too.
I'm going to go lightning fast. We don't even need to talk about this. Listen how stupid this is. This is the list of parent-approved costumes. Movie, TV, book, video games. Like Mario, Disney, Sesame Street. My problem with this is that half that is cultural appropriation. What if you're not Italian? Can you be Mario?
That's true.
Disney characters are all these characters you're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Superheroes. What about Black Panther? Then you got food. What are you going to dress as a fucking fried egg?
I don't know.
Animals, crayons, a ghost, a vampire, a witch, a pirate, and a scarecrow. I mean, give me a break. Is our society supposed to be these 10 things?
Didn't pirates have slaves too?
Sure, and they were all different cultures. They weren't. Yes, Trey. So real fast.
What about Michael Jackson as a kid?
Who knows what who that would upset? White people and black people. Real fast. So let me get to the stuff. It's only a couple minutes. The one thing that bothered me, the biggest thing that bothers me, is the cultural appropriation. And let me go ahead and tell you real fast. There's a statistic: 45% of parents regret wearing costumes that they wore in the past. And I think that's stupid. So take that for what it's worth. 37% don't feel sorry about it, and I'm one of those. Give me a break. Because now it's inappropriate. Now. This is the woke culture I'm talking about. This now, all of a sudden things have changed. Shut up. You heard it here first. The blackface thing really fast. If you want to, God, Trey, we got to hurry. If you want to honor a guy like Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, even Barack, somebody that's black, why is it that bad? Real fast. You have 20 seconds.
I think if you have to explain a costume, then it's bad. So it's like
No matter what?
No matter what. I mean, if you can figure out a way with the bald head, the tattoo on the face, and all that stuff, then I guess you can try to pull that off. But
You're not going to look as powerful.
No, not at all.
And I disagree, Trey, and I disagree. I just feel like just get over the blackface thing unless you do it in a derogatory way. If you do it, if I go in blackface and you have me wrapped in chains and I'm your slave, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
But if I'm going and I literally want to go as Charles Barkley or
Shaquille O'Neal,
Tiger with my
Tiger,
red
yeah.
shirt and black pants, but white just doesn't do it. I want to just tan myself up a little bit. Who gives a shit? Let's move on.
Okay.
Jimmy Kimmel, this guy is a hypocrite. He did the Karl Malone skits, and he got himself full body blackface, black body.
Well, have you seen the movie Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy? No. Okay, yeah. Dan Aykroyd did blackface in that movie too. I was surprised when I saw that. I hadn't heard about that.
So there you go. I mean, it's just not that big a deal unless you make it a big deal. That's my problem. We talked about the transphobia thing and just dressing like somebody the other sex. That makes no sense. I think I got it out of the way. Although when they said controversial figures, they listed Hitler and Trump only.
That's a little fair.
This continuation of comparing Trump to Hitler, which is absolutely absurd, which we won't get into, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. It shows that you know nothing. It shows that you're unintelligent. It shows that you have no IQ of anything, because if you look at what Hitler did and you look at what Trump's doing, there's no comparison. That's all I'm going to say. But this is the problem. So I had a topic. There was a school kid that dressed like Hitler for lessons because his teacher wanted to teach World War II.
Oh, gotcha.
So they had them do this dress up, but I still think the teacher probably should have left that out. Lastly, and I have just a quick moment, Trey. I may go a minute or two over, but that's fine. As long as I'm within a range, right? The cultural appropriation. I want to argue this with you because I don't remember your stance. But if there's a young girl that wants to go and she's white and she wants to be Moana, who is Southeast Asian, like Hawaiian, right? Or one of those over there. Or Pocahontas, who's Native American, or whatever. She's all of a sudden not allowed to do that because she's not the right skin color, and she's obviously not allowed to make her skin that color.
Right.
So what's she supposed to do? Just not go? I would think that you'd be expanding knowledge and showing equality by allowing kids to be any of these characters. What do you think?
I think as a kid, I can't imagine as a parent telling a kid they can't do it. I mean, do they say if there's a way that's less offensive not that I'm saying it's offensive, but like if they wear a mask instead of painting their face, is that something that would be less frowned upon?
Yeah, but it would look stupid.
I don't understand. Right. I understand you don't want to go through those measures,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you got a little 4-year-old running around, how long are they going to keep face paint on, as opposed to a mask? But,
Well, sure.
but yeah, these kids,
Who cares?
again, these kids, I don't think they see color like that. So
that's the
I don't
point.
see why there would be the issue.
But even say there was
Or why there should be an issue.
Somebody that was 20 that just like, for whatever reason, just
Wanted to be Moana.
love Moana. I mean, because it's been out for a while, and maybe she watched it as a young teen or a preteen, and said, "I'm going to dress in this beautiful dress and be a South Pacific Islander, and there's nothing but respect there." And all of a sudden, she's being chastised because she's culturally I hate this culturally appropriating thing. It's so stupid.
Because I would love to dress up like The Rock.
I know you would, and that's what I had in mind. Was you being The Rock? But the point is, if I wanted to go as a character that wasn't white,
It would be frowned upon.
if I painted or if I did something to make myself, because that's not who the character is. Again, I get it. Blackface, all that stuff happened. It sucks. I hate saying we because I wasn't there. The Caucasian race was assholes when it came to this and that, and blah, 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 and blackface. But we're not there anymore. We're supposed to be moving forward. And the way to move forward is to say, you know what? If I want to admire a black person, if I want to admire a Southeast or whatever Asian, Southwest Pacific or
Doing a good job with that too.
Southeast Pacific, not Southwest. That's over in Pocahontas, Native American, something like that. That's actually honoring that person. That's paying homage to that person versus, again, if you do it in any kind of a disgraceful way, then no.
So is the term blackface used as just as a derogatory meaning that I want to show any kind of disgrace towards that race, or is it frowned upon if you do a character from a movie or from a superhero or whatever?
Well,
what's considered blackface?
I think
any painting of the face.
any painting of the face to make yourself African American.
Gotcha.
And I think that's any race. I think that even if a Hispanic did it, if an Asian did it, and why is that? It seems to me like this victimhood from the African American side. We got to move on from it. We got to say we're all together. We're all one.
Yeah.
If I'm going to honor somebody that was African American, then that should be something where they go, "Fuck yeah, dude, do it. That's awesome." Instead of like, "How dare you do blackface?"
I want to see you pull off Charles Barkley.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. What does he say?
Knucklehead.
Knucklehead.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Terrible.
I love Charles, and if I did something like that and put it on an old the Suns Phoenix old Suns jersey with Barkley on it, painted myself up. There's nothing but respect there.
God.
But see, that's the point. Is everybody goes, "Oh no," but why? Why are we saying, "Oh no"? That's respect.
I don't know. I'm just picturing you in a basketball uniform with a bald head.
Okay, well that's different. But how about anybody that wants to be? How about a black girl that wants to be the Little Mermaid? Well, they've changed that now that they did the movie with a black Little Mermaid. But what if she loves the cartoon where the mermaid is white? What if Snow White, Cinderella, all of these other white characters is a black girl? Would I be upset if she painted her face white? Absolutely not. Because she loves the character. Right? What if I painted my fucking face green and I wanted to be Shrek? Is that bad?
So why is that not looked at the same way? Like
that's the point.
With
that's
why
I'm asking, and that's
White
why
Girls.
I was willing to go over by 4 minutes.
With the Wayans brothers, the White Girls. Remember that?
Right. Well, sure.
So that was,
But it was funny.
Oh, yeah.
And people and people will say, well, because white people have had it easier and blah blah blah. It's time to move on. If you want equality and you want everybody to be the same, we have to kind of unite and laugh at everybody. I laughed at White Girls.
Yeah.
I thought there There were some scenes in that were really funny. It was pretty stupid, but overall. But
I mean, Dave Chappelle's done some
Chappelle's
funny
done
stuff.
Oh,
The race draft when he painted himself white for that too. Yeah.
Oh, it's great, and I laugh at it. And if African Americans / Black people could laugh at these things, then people would stop going like, "Oh man," and everybody would go like, "Oh, that's great," and you get along, you bond over comedy, you bond over laughing, which is what Trey and I always talk about. So I had the biggest issue with the cultural appropriation because I just feel like, especially with children, you're going to tell a child, Trey, all of a sudden you're telling a child who's innocent and who thinks that Moana, I keep using the same example, but a white girl thinks that Moana is the best thing in the world, and all of a sudden you're saying, well, you can't be her, because she's different than you are. So an innocent kid that doesn't know the difference, all of a sudden now thinks that there's something wrong with Moana or something wrong with herself,
right?
And that's wrong. And so I have a problem with that, and I just think that the idea of culture, the whole dreadlock thing, and who started the dreadlocks? There were actually white people in the Vikings and things like that that had dreads before any Black Africans had dreadlocks. So I've heard so many people get mad at white girls or white men for having dreadlocks because you're culturally appropriating, which is stupid to begin with. Who cares what you do with your hair?
Yeah.
How about any Black woman that has straight hair? Oh, is white? That's what blonde women do. I mean, it's so stupid. But that's why I get so fired up. So all these other topics we talked about, I get a little bit on a few, but all these other ones for Halloween, all right, you and I were like, yes, no, maybe, okay, maybe, no, yes. But this cultural appropriation is silly. If my kid wants to grow up and look, there's a Black kid on a couple, they're all over now, but on all the cartoons, you got a Black kid that dresses up as my youngest, his favorite character in one of the shows, turns into a transformer or whatever the hell it is. If he wants to be him and he wants to look like him, man, I don't want to have that conversation. I don't want to tell him like, you can't do that because why?
Yeah.
They're different. And back in the day, I mean, he's fucking 3. So that's my issue. I'll stop. I went over by a little bit. Hopefully you and the gentleman that...
Told you it can't happen.
God damn it. But I hope you understand it was because the conversation was good. And I'm going to blame Trey for his list that just fucking no one knew what he was talking about.
Whatever.
So anyway, we won't get to the aftermath of the election. We can talk about that next time, maybe with Liv. But I think that's going to be crazy too. I think it's going to be either side, and I don't know what's going to happen. This country's, I don't know what's going to happen. I forgot to throw my notes. I was going to talk about that, but I won't. And I think it'll be a good topic though, because I think you have some ideas and I have some ideas, and they're both kind of scary. And it's kind of like stuff.
God, I hope not.
It's stuff that novels are made of, like novels where you're writing about 100 years in the future, and that's real, people, and people will laugh and say, "Oh, conspiracy theory, Ryan and Trey are idiots." It's some podcast in Texas, like that dumb shit on Twitter. But I do think there's something to it, and I think people are starting to get ready. And I've heard people say before, like, "Hey, we're about to find out what that Second Amendment's really about," and that's scary.
Yeah,
Second Amendment was to protect us from the government. That's all I'll say. On that note, we'll end for this evening. My internet just went out, but this one works. So here's my quote for the night, Trey. Hope you enjoyed the show, guys. Halloween's always fun.
Yeah.
We had some fun with it, and we also had some controversy with it. I hope you enjoyed. It always takes me off the one
quote
I want.
list?
Yeah, the quote. No, the list is here, but it takes me off the one I want to do. Oh, God. Where'd it go, Trey?
just wing it.
Let's wing it. Let's pick one here.
Love.
I thought I wrote it down, but whatever. How about this, Trey? There's nothing better than listening to a lie when you already know the truth. That's stupid. Fuck that one.
What?
That's dumb. Where is? I had a great line to hit on you with, but I find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. And this is after I say it, you're going to be like, why'd you take that long to find this? But I like it. Truth sounds like hate to those who hate truth. Truth sounds like hate to those who hate truth. What do you think of that one?
That's interesting, yeah. Because sometimes hearing the truth does suck. So
those who hate truth, yeah, there's the same words over and over. You get what I did there.
yeah, see what you did there.
I'll work on my end of quotes, people, because I think I'm running out of this one from this source. So I need to move on. So hope you guys enjoyed. Next show we'll have Liv on, the Australian crazy girl, and she won't mind if I call her that. She's had quite a life, and we look forward to that. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. See you next time. Love you.
Later.
Get it, boys. Every time I do this, they just leave it, and they don't put the music, so we look like idiots. Play the music. See you guys. Love you.